As I say, oh, yes. In the seat there. No. Probably both of we did the town hall.
It's never fails.
6 feet. 6 o'clock. All rains.
The Rex is coming out.
They're gonna be on that whole street. That was
I'd like to call order the Alexandria City Council meeting Tuesday, September 17th, 2024, approximately 5 o'clock. Alexandria City Council meetings and council committee meetings are broadcast live and may be viewed live by the public on Option Channel, Cable Channel 4. A rebroadcast may be viewed on Channel 4 and the City of Allen News website. Invocation be said by Mr. Felter, pledge be said by Mr. Johnson. Okay.
Join me in prayer. Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for our city. Be with us as we make decisions that impact the real people in our communities who we love and care about. Give us patience and wisdom today to be efficient and to serve our community well. We love you and thank you.
Wait, flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Here.
Mr. Terry.
Here.
Mr. Johnson.
Here.
Mr. Powell. Mr. Washington. Present. Mr. Rubin.
Here. Here. First of all, we got the presentation this morning from the Rapids Early Childhood Network. Mr. Moore, go ahead.
We are very pleased to have with us tonight a report by Mr. Pat Moore on the Rapids Early Childhood Development. This is a joint program between the Rapids Early Childhood Development, Rotary Club of Alexandria, Rapids Foundation, and the Rapides Parish School Board. So as a fellow Rotarian, pleased to present Pat. He will give us some information on that. He's also joined tonight with Melinda Anderson, Joe Rozier, Reverend Jackson, and Robert Taylor and Cynthia Rushing. So thank you very much for being here, and we look forward to your presentation. I asked him to come and give us this presentation because I was fortunate enough to be invited to a presentation that was given about 3 weeks ago, I guess, at the school board offices. And it blew me away. It really did. It was an unbelievable presentation, a tremendous amount of work, and an unbelievable amount of money that they raised in an extremely short period of time. So that fill us all in.
Thank you, Councilman Rubin, and all, thank you for being who you are and having the guts to be leaders in this community. That's a serious job, and we have a partnership here that's just as serious. I think you'll find it very interesting. About a year ago, the Rapides Foundation contacted the Rapides School Board and recognized, if I'm getting this wrong, these are my 4 bosses. And at the end of it, you have questions. I'm just the chariot driver, okay? They'll answer the questions. But so that's what happened. They contacted and said, you know what? This is such an important issue, from birth to 3 years old, that the brain development for all of us as humans, if you're not attended to and cared for in that crucial period of time, the synapse neuron growth doesn't happen. And so the brain development, there's really not much there. After that period, you can't fix it. And so when we're looking at all these issues we have in all the communities across the world, it all comes down to the root of taking care of babies. That's what it does. And I couldn't figure this out. So the Rapides Foundation put together about a $1.1 million challenge grant to the school board and to Reckon, Rapides Early Childhood Network, and said, whatever you raise, we'll match it. And you know what? Whatever we raise out of that, the state will match that. So it's a 4-to-1 deal. And I'm sitting here thinking, all right, if I put up $100, it's going to turn into $400. I do investments every now and then. Where do you get that? Well, so I did the right thing. I told him, no, I'm not helping you. 3 times. The 4th time, I talked with my big boss. He said, you are going to do this. And I said, that's fine. I'll run the traps, but you got to raise the money. This is from Thanksgiving to the end of January. Can you imagine? During the holidays, trying to pull this off. And so the second question I asked, I said, there's got to be something going on. Joe Rozier's a smart guy. You got to tell me why you're doing this. Putting up $1.1 million. And at the end of it, we all agreed, all 4 of us, and it's this last thing. And I'll know every one of you up here, as old as you are, know this. When I was 8 years old, there was a bumper sticker on my parents' car, and it said, Alexandria, a great place to raise a family. And if you've ever asked anybody why they live here, that's the answer. I'm not sure the last few years, young folks aren't so sure about that. They said, you know what? That's all we've got. That's our brand. That's our moniker. As a community, we got to do everything we can to support that. If I die or this room gets struck by lightning, this is all you need to know. Look at this. Whoops. All right, that was it. Actually, I'm not sure why it happened, but right here, this is 3 years old. There's a line that goes here. But look at this. This is what I just told you. That all of that, from brain function to vision to hearing to thinking to being able to talk, all of that happens by the time you're 3 years old. And if you don't have that learning, that care, and that response eye to eye with humans, parents, other caregivers, you can't fix it. So that's just science. That's not making that up. I didn't know all that. a while back, but it's scary, and now you know why. And so at the end of it, I guess the thing for you guys in particular that was so amazing about this is this was a partnership. Look at these four entities. You've got 234 businesses in this region that are part of the Rotary Club. Reckon it's been together since 2013, I believe. So we're talking about 11 years they've been functioning, monitoring child care centers. School board's doing great. Of course, you probably never heard of the Rapides Foundation. But anyway, I'm going to show you this video. And again, if something happens, then you see this, you know it all. We were just awarded, given an award by Chris for the We Win Together award, and they put this video together. I hope that you sound. How does this sound work? It's in short sound.
We fixed it like that.
Yes.
We did. We fixed it like that.
Yeah, sound is on here.
Well, you look nice, Patrick.
Yeah. He's working on it in the back.
Okay. I tell you what we can do. I want to make sure that your time is important. When he says it's fixed, we'll come back to this. Is that okay?
Sure.
We'll continue with this because it underscores what this video is about. So if you believe that Central Louisiana is a great place to raise a family, and those four entities do, then we ask ourselves, what are the things that we have to do to really drive this home for the future? Times are changing, and we've got to take care of. We said these are the four things: uplifting education, economic development, safer community, workforce development, and healthy families. And all these community members that gave money, asked these same questions. And I'll just say to me, Roy Martin, how is this going to help my workforce? I need people that can think. I said, Roy, look at the graph. Man, these kids are shooting each other. What are we going to do? Look at the graph. Anyway, we didn't ask anybody for $1. What we did is we put together an investment letter and said, Mr. Fowler, we'll give you an opportunity to invest in this. We didn't have one person, not one, said no. Not one. So let's talk about uplifting education. And let me say this, we wouldn't have started any of this if we didn't find out and know that Ms. Rushing and what she's done with the Early Childhood Network is the top, not only in the state of Louisiana, but all over the South. She is a sought-out expert, really, and has been doing this since 2013. Well, let's see, what are we working with? Well, we know she's great, it's working, but she's been doing that, and it's already bringing forth solid results. So this is 2024 report. Statewide kindergarten readiness, we're up 29.5%. Here in Rapides Parish, we're at 33. Statewide, 44. We're at 50. And it's because of this. Because babies are now coming into schools with some inspired brains. That's what's happening. Second, economic development. Parents are going to get these scholarships. Now, parents don't get it. They go to the child care. Nobody gets any money. It goes to be reimbursed to the child care centers that take these children in. But if you think about it, the parents are now going to be able to attend more classes, work more uninterrupted hours. And then with those work hours, will increase parish-wide productivity statistics, elevate job readiness levels, and that talks to potential companies, right? That's what they look for. Third, one scholarship reduce a household on the average $11,500 that this lady, this man right here will be able to keep in their pocket and pay rent, pay a house note, buy something better for their families. And lastly, there will be several new childcare teachers. If you think $4 million is what was raised, actually about 4.4. That's coming right now. It's liquid in this community and being put out right now, and they're hiring new teachers. Safer community. This is what got me. This bothered me. If you saw this in New Orleans, this grandmother was carjacked, 14 acres, carjacked, beat her up, threw out the car and drove off. Unfortunately, she was tangled up in the seatbelt, and they drug her 8 blocks till her arm came off and she died. Now that's bad enough. 2 15-year-olds, 16 and a 17-year-old. And here's the part that really got me. This is what made me say yes. In November, the defense attorney says these children didn't have the brain development to know what they were doing. You can't charge them. But those 2 words, now an attorney's using that, didn't have the brain development to know what they were doing. Says, guys, this is happening in Rapides Parish. If we don't take care of this right here in this part of it, we're committing suicide. It just happened last week. It costs about $18,025 a year at minimum for incarceration in New Orleans. Plea bargain, the boy charged with murder, they're going to spend 110 years. That's going to cost all of us $1,985,000. Tax. Let's see, where would you rather put your money? Workforce development. Get this. When I get into this, I start doing research, and I got the best teachers sitting on the front row. Did you know that for every company, every full-time employee that you've got, it costs you in Rapides Parish on average $657 a year for affordable child care cost when this man has to leave work because the baby's sick or the grandparent has to go and, things happen and they have to leave their job. That's what it costs. And I'm picking out Crest because they're a big supporter here, but 900 employees, that's $591,000 that's coming out of their top pocket because of this issue. So workforce development. The second, and this is a quote, and I'll just say it from Chris Carroll. He said, dude, I just figured this out. He said, this is a huge opportunity that this program opens up for any company in terms of employee retention and attraction. So these companies, a lot of supporters are now putting this out saying, hey, we can help pay for your child care to the current and future employees, and it's working. It's happening right now. Healthier citizens, and if you have questions, Joe can talk about this more, but think about the crucial needs. Development screening, school nutrition, they get structured physical activity, emotional resilience. These are all the things that come when you get this scholarship when you go to the class. So, can I play the video now?
Aaron?
Or, well, that's a shame.
Pat, is it possible for me to pull it up on my phone for the video, for the audio part? Would that work?
You're asking me.
He knows how to play games.
I don't even play video games. So,
You can.
do you know everybody?
Yeah, he can do that if he's, do you have it on your phone?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we can try that. Let's try that. Hey, I'll try it. I'm not sure it was synced, but you know.
Yeah. Yeah, let me bring it back to where it started and see if you.
My hands are up.
Yeah.
Y'all surrender.
Do it.
Louisiana, the number one answer has always been, it's a great place to raise a family.
Crest Industries is excited to present that we went together award to the Red Peaks Early Childhood Network. This one was easy for us to award. The statistics dictate if children don't have foundational knowledge and foundational education by third grade, that we can produce them as productive citizens. We've got to do better for our kids in our community. So the Rapides Foundation, individuals, the business community, the Rapides Parish School Board, the Rotary Club, and the state of Louisiana and others, just a menagerie of different groups decided we've got to be better and we've got to invest in these kids and we've got to make our society better to create transformational change.
The response of the community. That's what makes it so gratifying that they understood our vision, they saw our vision, they knew what we wanted to do, and made it possible for us to offer scholarships for over 300 children this year.
It's what we reckon. Rapides Foundation put the grant challenge down. Rapides Parish School Board says we're on the same big time. And then our Rotary Club.
The Rapides Early Child Care Network is this conglomerate of all the daycare centers, all these different entities that provide these foundational skills for our children. We have some of the best teachers working in these programs and assistants, and what they're able to do is create a culture in our community where our parents know, hey, I have somewhere to send my children. I have a safe and secure place that also lays a strong foundation for students.
When we started the ECE funding, we had great community partners that come out. I have to say a huge commendation to the Rapides Foundation because they provided scholarships in the amount of $1.3 million, and then they also matched efforts at the local level. Everybody wants their child to get the best that they can, and sometimes they can't afford that. But because of our scholarship programs, we're able to offer those parents scholarships. It's not fair.
$8 million. 300 babies. 300 babies are going to be loved and their brains built up to be great citizens in the future. We can still prove to be the Rapides Parish is a great place to raise a family. Let's prove to the world that Rapides Parish truly is better together.
Y'all is better than optimum.
So we're going to end with this, and I've given a lot of presentations. I had 29 cities at one point as clients. I was assistant mayor on Cushman for 6 cities, so I've done a lot of presentations, and I know what you're thinking. What are they going to ask us for, right? But we're not. We didn't come here for that. But if you want to know what we're asking every citizen, everybody to do, it's this. All decisions, think about it, that you make going forward tonight and in the future, I'd ask myself, is that decision going to make this community a better place to raise a family? That ought to be simple. Number one. 2, everybody in here, find somebody, family member, neighbor, somebody that works for you that can get in touch with Reckon and meet the requirements. They have to either be working minimum 20 hours a week or be in school, okay? This is a scholarship for babies. It averages 11,500. It could be way more than that. It's full pay. Next, and this is probably the most important for all of us, is to read, love, and pay attention to any 0 to 3-year-old in your life, in your orbit, in this community, and that will make this a better place to raise a family. And I guess the last thing for all of us, and in particular for you guys too, is just ask yourself, or as a council, what can I do? What can we do to be an investor or partner in this mission going forward? Thank you.
Thank you, Appreciate it. You know, 20 years ago, my son lived in Atlanta and had a very good job. And his wife also had a very good job. called and said, we want to move home. I said, you want to do what? We want to move home. I said, I don't understand. Y'all are doing great over there. What do you want to do? Well, we've decided it's time to raise a family, and that's why we want to come home to raise our family. You know, they were in Atlanta. They want to come home to a small town, Louisiana. So, anyhow, thank you very much for your time. And,
If you have any questions.
Don't ask you.
So if you have, an individual that, how do they get in contact? How do they apply for this program? Do you have like flyers, brochures?
We have all of that, and then we have our Reckon website, so they can go to rapidsearlychildhoodnetwork.com and complete that application.
Okay.
It's a great website, easy to maneuver. I can do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever thought about, we taking prayer and God out of school? That might be the problem too, in the Ten Commandments. That's a question. I know.
y'all can stay if you like, but you really don't need to,
Okay.
you know, feel comfortable.
Thank you.
Thank y'all for your time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Y'all are sacrificing adult education.
Thank you.
I understand. I understand. But Mayor, nope. Yeah, I got a question for you. Please, Don.
Approval of minutes taken from the meeting held on September 3rd, 2024.
Second,
Moved by Mr. Fowler, second by Ms. Bassett.
Public comment?
Yes, sir.
you have to sign up,
I did sign up.
not for this item.
No, well, they say you don't have to sign up, Miss Lizzie, so hold on. Okay, for the, minutes, I'm asking for a question.
Mr. White.
Can I ask a question about the minutes?
First, Mr. White, stop talking. First, they have to decide from a parliamentary procedure level whether you're out of order or not. This can't continue. So stop, let them make a determination, and once they do, then you can talk if they call it. This has to stop. Stop.
No.
The thing that I'm asking,
Okay.
wait a minute, now you're saying I can't ask a question?
No, sir. We've been asked to stop this.
So you say you gotta sign up for this, I just wanna make sure.
Yes.
Yes.
This is something he doesn't know. Come on.
No, it doesn't say sign up for the public comment.
All public comments has to be signed up, sir. And the approval of minutes is what it is, approval of minutes. If you find a mistake in the
I'll
minutes,
sign, well,
if you find a mistake in the minutes, you can talk to
I
us.
was just wondering about not the ones from last week, do we have
Right,
minutes?
you can't speak from your seat, and you can't speak on this item because you didn't sign it. Thank you.
We have a motion in section, I read. It's a motion by Mr. Fowler, second by Ms. Bassett.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, motion carried. Consent calendar. Number one, introduction of ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept a low bid submitted for a minimum of one rear loading refuse truck, 25 cubic yard capacity. Two, introduction of ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for installation of a 120-240 Delta 3 phase 100 kW generator with transfer switch. Three, introduction of ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for a minimum of one shuttle truck. Four, introduction of ordinance authorizing the mayor to renew the existing contracts with Ted Finn LLC for maintenance service for Martin Park. Five, introduction of ordinance authorizing the mayor to renew existing contract with Taylor Escapes for landscape maintenance services for community centers. Six, introduction of ordinance authorizing the mayor to renew the existing contract with Jeff Wallen and Landscape LLC for landscape maintenance services in Jackson and McCarthy. Seven, introduction of ordinance authorizing the mayor to renew the existing contract with Yankee Holding DBA Yankee Clipper for landscape maintenance services for I-49 Greensboro. Eight, introduction of ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute leases and related documents for city golf and athletic facility maintenance equipment. Nine, introduction of ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter demolition and abatement contracts to proceed with abatement, demolition, or removal of condemnation building structures or public nuisance after condemnation orders and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. 10, Introduction of order to authorize the mayor to enter into a contract and mortgage for CDBG minor rehab and home major rehab programs for qualified homeowners. 11, introduction of orders authorizing the annexation of 9.95 acres tract of land between 3.75 acres, 2.25 acres, and 3.95 acres situated in section 26, township 4, North Range 1, West Rapides Parish, Louisiana, and being properly shown on the description requested designated zone C1 light commercial district. 12, introduction orders authorizing the mayor to award a professional service contract, Pan American LLC for sludge removal project and wastewater treatment.
Moved by Mr. Bellwood.
Second.
Second by Mr. Fowler.
Committees?
May I exercise one of your point of order?
Yes.
Ms. Jones, I have on my list that 12 was to be delayed, because it needs to be submitted to A&E. Is that something that was related to you?
No, sir, when it was delivered to me, I referred asked that question, and he said that y'all had already made a decision to, for the regulation.
I moved that, go ahead and move that to 12.
I guess you could just leave it as y'all had it, and if there's a change, we'll send a letter down tomorrow, and y'all can, we can change it.
Listen to me.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's get it to A&E.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
You said that to committee?
Yes.
Yeah. 11 to committee?
Yes.
Okay.
And 12 to 80.
Resolutions. 13, authorize advertising for bids for section 24 bypass phase 1.
Moved by Mr. Fowler.
Second.
Second by Ms. Bellwood.
Other comment, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. 14, resolution authorizing the mayor to co-sponsor the Art Council of Central Louisiana Fall Park Walk on October 18, 2024.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Rubin, second by Mr. Fowler.
Other comment, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. 15, resolution authorizing advertising for bids for treated wood poles.
Second.
Mr. Fowler, second by Mr. Johnson.
Other comment, discussion, all in favor? Motion carries. 16, resolution authorizing the mayor to co-sponsor free youth symposium on March 15, 2025 at Bolton Avenue Community Center in conjunction with New Ada Sigma chapter of Sigma Gamma Rho.
Moved by Mr. Washington, second by Mr. Fowler.
Public comment, discussion, all in favor? Motion carries. Order for final adoption. 17, consider final adoption order to authorize the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for armored SWAT vehicle for the police department.
Moved by Mr. Fowler, second by Mr. Johnson.
Ms. Bell? Number 17.
The lowest bid, what was it for, and, what was the lowest bid for this vehicle, and what's the company's name?
I was on the website and on the city's website.
No, when I checked, it wasn't, the amount, the fact sheet was not there when I checked the amount.
Donna, you'll find out.
Thank you for your question. When we have our discussion, we can answer it.
Yes.
So it's in your book?
Yes.
Right, when we have our discussion with the council, we can choose to answer that question.
What do you mean?
Yes.
That's exactly what I mean. If we're not gonna go back and forth while you're in public comment, because it's not question and answer time. But when we have a discussion here, we could answer it.
You guys sit there and you tell us if we have
Yes.
questions to submit them. And when we submit them, or like I did, went on the website and checked the information packet, I did not see the price of this vehicle. And that was last night when I checked it. So don't, when you say you'll answer it later, what's the use in submitting your questions when you can't even get the answers when we're here. And I know this is,
No.
you keep looking at the mayor,
You can-
so I know this is a comment section.
Man, you'll get to some public comment session, you'll get your answers, when we discuss it.
I'm going to answer your question in just a moment.
So we're saying, thank you for your question. If that's all of your public comment, you can sit down and when we have a discussion point.
No, I'm not sitting down.
That's, hold on. Let's do things the way we've been doing. She asked a question, let's go, answers right here in the book, and give her the answer. Because that's the way we've been doing. If we're gonna change stuff, let's change it to the public. They've been asking questions, am I wrong for saying that?
Yes.
We haven't answered their question.
Mr. Johnson, I'm not your parliamentarian, but I've been asked by all the members, one way or another, the whole staff and everybody, the city attorney, we've been asked, including our fault.
Not me.
Okay. Fair enough.
Okay.
Public comment is that. It is comment that the public is allowed to do. Now, most bodies, it comes up front. Here, the council can choose to do it how it wants, but public comment is that. It's a comment. It is not a Q&A with members of staff or anything else. However, a person by their comment may ask a question. And then when the council deliberates, it answers the question. But if that's a council thing, it is not a debate between someone who takes the mic and your members. That is what we've been asked to put forward. That is consistent with the law and the rules. And that is what all of the folks up here, except maybe you, and that's fair, want to do, to stop. You can't treat Ms. Bell differently than you're treating Mr. White.
Understood. So just all I'm saying is, if we're gonna do stuff, let's do it consistent.
That's
all. That's the question today, and then the next meeting, no.
So all I'm saying is, once public comment time is over, if there's any questions that they pose, then we can answer them as a council.
Understood. But that's not consistent with what we've been doing, that's what I'm saying. Okay?
That's what's being.
Okay.
Ms. Vega. It's okay.
Can you have the officer hand that? Thank you.
You're trying to put some consistency here, that's all I'm trying to do. Let's get consistent.
Everything that's in your book that you have before you is on the website. When you receive your book, everything that's there, it goes on the website on Thursday, just like you get your book on Thursday. So it's nothing different on the website that's not in your book.
And when I check the website, it was not there.
Well, when it's put on the website, it's nothing that you can take down from the website or put back on the
So it's
website.
up, we're looking at it on the website.
Right, it's submitted, whatever is submitted, that's in this book is on the website
But what I'm
from
saying,
day one.
Ms. Jones, I checked it, I went down the sheet,
Okay.
and it was not
Y'all
there.
access to keep.
It's on the website.
It's on the website now.
It was on the website the first day, ma'am.
Thank you. Mr. White, Mr. White,
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. You say we always got to go to the website now? That's what I'm asking. Are y'all saying we have, you still not answering the question? Do we have to go to the website to get?
We do.
Okay, so people that don't have access to none of that stuff, then they're just out of the loop. That's what you're telling me then.
Go to the library. Use the computer.
Well, look, man, I can't get everywhere.
You can hear?
What you're saying is you got to go somewhere else to get the information.
He accesses the internet all the time in the state.
No, I don't access the internet.
He does.
I don't access the internet. I have no internet access.
you
But
have a cell
look,
phone?
huh?
You have a cell phone?
I got this dumb phone here. It's a little flip phone.
Okay.
I'll show you.
Point of order.
It's a dumb phone. But all I wanted to know is this, okay? You know, the poor folk out here,
You have a question about a comment, you have a comment about the, SWAT visit, about SWAT visit.
y'all know I support the police.
We all know that.
Thank you very much.
And, the only thing is, I support the people too.
Yes.
And, y'all keep changing the rules on us and stuff, and we don't know what the rules are.
We're gonna try to be consistent.
We're gonna try to be consistent. So I'll think I tell you what's right. Thank you.
But just like that young lady, now, she said it wasn't up last night when she looked at it. I'm just saying.
This was not about
But see, that's what's wrong. These other city councils, you can ask them questions and try to find out some answers.
question because
Just a point of clarification, the other councils do their public comment different. This is what you're asking to move toward.
Yeah.
Because they don't allow disruption. Your council is treated differently than other councils, for the record. And you need to take that back and be treated like you deserve to be treated as elected officials. People don't have to agree with you, but there's a certain amount of respect and decorum that is associated with conducting the business of the public.
all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 18, consider file adoption ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for turnout gear.
Moved by Mr. Fowler,
Second.
second by Mr.
Public comment? All in favor?
Hold up.
Sorry.
Mr. White?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, again. And today, by the way, is Constitutional Day, so remember that. Turnout gear, what is that?
We answered this one.
What is turnout gear?
So the way public comment works is you can ask questions, but we're not gonna answer them while you're at the mic. You have the mic, it's your
What do you
turn.
mean? You just,
No, that's what I was trying to say with Ms. Bell. Public comment is a statement. If you pose a question, we're not going to do a question and answer while you're there.
so you're saying, once I sit down, you'll answer what
Yes.
turnout gear is and all like that?
So if you have any
If you
questions.
choose to?
Say them.
Exactly.
Because it's,
Boy, this is really running unconstitutional if you choose to. Okay, thank you very much.
And again, for the record, the way in which you're conducting business is upheld, and there are numerous cases that uphold it. So saying it's unconstitutional doesn't make it unconstitutional.
For the benefit of the audience, turnout gear is that clothing, protective clothing that the firemen wear when they're fighting a fire. The fireproof clothing, that's what this is.
Which you have answered before to the same question.
All in favor?
aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. 19, consider final adoption of ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for public safety transfer switch replacement.
Moved by Mr. Fowler, second by Mr. Johnson.
Ms. Bell?
ADG Engineering sent a letter on September 3rd, 2024, giving you the low bid of $80,900 and the contract is Central Electric of Louisiana. Your fact sheet. The expense amount is $90,900. Where is the increase of $10,000?
Thank you, Ms. Bell.
Thank you.
Can I make a comment about that?
Let me go ahead and go through the,
Okay.
let me go get the comment out, we can make off top of it, okay? And discussion. Mr. White?
Okay. Can I ask what a switch replacement is? Are y'all gonna answer that later?
Or answer that when time comes.
Okay, well, I wanna know what a switch, so the public will know. And I'm sorry, Mayor, if, I didn't know what a turnout thing was. I know they answered it last time, but I couldn't remember. So I'm sorry.
Mr. White, you don't want me to boss her.
Comment?
Yeah, I want to finish right here.
Go ahead.
This is getting ridiculous. I've been here 20 months, trying to do my best to represent my constituents. We passed the budget in May. I come from the budget world. Once we pass the budget, that's authorized the mayor to make his purchases. And some portions is valid, it's valid. But what I get annoyed with is we ask a question about a piece of equipment. There's probably about 1,000 nomenclatures out there in the fire department, the police cars and stuff like that. Our job is not to know every piece of equipment. Once the mayor make a purchase, my job is to make sure that every department is equipped with what they need to run this city. Somebody asked about tree cutting. I know it took me $3,600 to cut one of my trees down. I have no idea how much it's gonna cost the city of Alexandria. I know it's a large amount. So let's ask your questions. But some stuff frustrates us up here. We get beat up, well, y'all know this right here. It's not my job. I tell you what, when I get in the morning and see those trucks passing by my house and they're fixing, they're running, I am satisfied. Because guess what? About 10 years ago, all the trucks in Alexandria was down. Some stuff in this, everything in this town is not bad. We got some bad stuff going on, but everything in this town is not bad. Everybody watching Channel 4, and I'm getting questions from, man, what y'all doing down there? We are better than this, y'all. On both sides. We are better. Come on, y'all. Let's do better. That's all I have.
Thank you. Someone tell, answer his question. I don't know where you got the 78,000. I see, I would look at it. That might have been what we approved in the budget.
It was estimated at 78, but the actual cost was 80.
Yes.
It was at $80,900. It was central electric. So it was like 90,000.
Right.
So I think in the regular budget, it was something close to 10,000 on it.
Yeah.
So it's $80,900.
It looks like it was allocated at a certain amount of K, and 10 lower. That doesn't allow us to spend an extra 10 in some secret world.
Yeah.
You can only spend what the bid says.
Right.
So what was your answer?
So the answer is, we allocated the expense amount on the fact sheet, but when the bids came in, it was lower. So what we're authorizing is what the bid says, that's what we can spend.
80,000.
$80,900.
After we budgeted,
A fact sheet is informational. It doesn't bind the council. Only an ordinance when signed that will have the actual bid binds and is the law.
Right.
So a fact sheet can recommend something and it come in lower, higher, whatever, and we take action on that. But only your ordinance that is double checked by your clerk and matched to the bids is double checked by council, is double checked by me personally. I have to sign it and match it, and it's double checked by the president of council. I keep saying double, it's more than double.
Yeah, double, double, double.
and to answer the other question, the transfer switches to going from live to generator. That's what that does.
Transfer switches are related to generators, which
It switches over. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. 20, consider final adoption of orders authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for 3G Unit 5, 6, and 9 overhaul maintenance service. Administration is going
Delay.
yeah, and that's, I requested this item be delayed for 2 weeks.
Need a motion, so move fast.
Second.
Motion delayed. All in favor? Motion carries.
for the public, it was below the engineer's estimate, but these are going to be critical services because we have a maintenance schedule that you're required to do with the Wards Hill, so get it back. We'll need to act.
21, consider final adoption of ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid plastic reuse refuse bags.
Mr. Fowler.
Second.
Other comment, discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. 22,
Can I ask one question?
yeah.
I was a bit confused on that. How often do we have to get to do that one? So it's like every time we come.
Yeah, we do it a few times a year. It's not a requirement, we do it for the public to be,
I see refuse bags quite often.
Yeah,
to be nice, and because our bags, I guess, are,
Better.
they're better.
yeah. So we wait for a lot of bags.
Yeah.
We do.
And we have certain requirements people have to meet to get the bags.
Well, you can buy them too.
And then, yeah, citizens can buy them.
Oh, they can buy them at the, utility office? Yes. How much are bags? How much do they weigh?
Basically, I got like 6,000.
Oh, total, how much will it weigh? How much can it hold?
I have a.
What color are
Well, we've already voted on one. Oh, they weren't?
No.
I don't know, but they might be orange.
Yeah.
Oh, they're not.
22, consider final adoption orders authorizing the mayor to accept a low bid submitted to customer service for HVAC project.
Moved by Mr. Fowler,
Second.
second by Mr. Reed.
Public comment, Ms. Bell?
Since the explanation has been given for the fact sheet, ADG Engineering, recommended accepting of the base bid for 800,000. And on your fact sheet, you have 880,000. And Eric Plus is the contractor.
I didn't.
Yes.
Go through.
What was that?
I'm not sure who got it. What about you, Dad?
We just went through exactly the same thing. Come on.
Ms. Bell, I didn't understand what you was asking. You want to make this.
The fact sheet has been explained to the public that you have in your binder. On September 3rd, ADG Engineering sent a letter recommending the lowest bid for, the contractor was Air Plus LLC. The bid for that company was $800,000. On your fact sheet, you have $880,000.
Same thing.
Same thing, just a different amount of zeros.
Contraction water for the 800,000.
800,000,
The amount of the bid.
okay.
That's 800.
And-
That's the line.
So it's so easy. If you could send a fact sheet and know what a bid seal bid was gonna come in as, that would be a problem. Do you understand? The problem is, the fact that there's a line item with what we think it's gonna cost and it comes in real close means that the staff is doing its job and the bids are coming in close to what they're estimating. And this has never been asked before for this. It's pro forma work. This is day-to-day business. Fact sheets are not ordinances, ordinances are ordinances.
These are basically what we put on the amount of money.
If the fact sheet could predict the bid, you'd have a different problem on hand.
Yeah.
Like prison.
So the 800,000, I mean, the 80,000, 800. The 80,000 will go back.
The 151.
It doesn't go back. It
It's never-
doesn't go back.
It's just a number y'all came up with just in case the bid
No,
was
no,
no.
no.
Ms. Bell, that requires to put a potential price on a matter before, that's a state law requirement. And then if we're lucky, the bid comes in lower than our estimate,
Which it did.
which is what happened here.
Thank you for turning around and answering my question.
And sometimes it comes in higher as the one you just, if it's off, then we'll tell you to pull it.
All in favor? Any opposed, motion carries. 21, consider final adoption of ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid. No, what is that sheet? 23. To consider final adoption of ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a lease agreement with Xerox Corporation for a high volume production printer for.
Moved by Mr. Fowler.
Other comments? Discussion, all in favor? Motion carries. 24, consider final adoption of ordinance authorizing the mayor to renew existing contract with Electric Power Systems International for testing and maintenance of substations, transformers, circuit breakers, and related equipment.
Moved by Mr. Fowler.
Second.
Second by Mr. Reed.
Ms. Bell?
The existing contract. All I want to know is how many, what's the final year for it?
Thank you, Ms. Bell. We'll figure that, we'll give you that answer. Mr. White? Discussion?
All right, so now it's moving.
Is this the second year?
Yeah.
Yes, is this the second year of that contract?
This is renewing for the third and final year.
Okay, that's right.
It remains for a period of 12 months from the award date. So,
Thank you.
so we just did the discussion on it. So now, can we just double check and make sure that we answer that question? We did, would that keep us in order?
Yes,
Yeah, I just want to make sure, keep that. Yeah, that's good. So we should that answer? One question?
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. 25, consider final adoption of ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the proposal received from Express Recycling for the sale of scrap metals for the electric department.
Second.
Mr. White?
Yes. With this resale, does it go back in the general fund? Or what happens to this money?
Is that your only question?
Yeah, I was just wondering what happens to it.
That's a good question, Scott.
It's minimal, it's minimum amount. It probably goes back to the general fund, or it goes back to the electric department. It goes back to the department, from the electric department, that's what it is. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. 26, consider final adoption of ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter a contract with the Center of Family Counseling to provide victim advocate services and matters related to VOCA grant funding.
Second.
Discussion, Mr. White?
Yes. Okay, exactly what is this for, all departments in the city, or is this for firefighters, police officers?
Thanks for the questions. We'll answer for you.
Okay.
Discussion?
So as you know, this is for victims. This is for victims when they need victim services and things happen to them. So this is going to be great for the citizens. It's not for employees.
Yeah, I kind of want to read the explanation of the proposal that's on the fact sheet, because I think it helps, like, clarify. It says APD from time to time is awarded grant funding through the Louisiana Commission of Law Enforcement for victim assistance programs and through the grant funding contracts with Center for Family Counseling to provide an on-site victims advocate to assist victims of crime and provide such services, including but not limited to court accompaniment, referrals to other services for victims, crisis intervention, safety planning, providing information, giving answers, and it kind of guaranteed by Louisiana Victims' Right. I think that's really a beneficial thing to have something to help victims navigate through that process. So I think it's really needed for families.
Yeah, I believe it's needed too, and I'm grateful for this. I actually did speak with the chief on one incident, and sometimes victims don't know that we have these services. And so it's great that us to be able to provide these services, especially when it's victims that can't afford counseling, that, things happen and be affected by it. So,
And the fact that it's funded by a grant is also really great.
yeah.
All in favor? Any opposed? 27, consider final adoption ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter a contract with Motorola Solutions Incorporated for purchase, installation, support, and maintenance of all matters related thereto of a flex suite, CAD, and RMS.
Second.
Mr. White?
Thank you, sir. Just like you explained everything, Lizzie, if y'all or whoever wants to explain exactly what this is, I know what Motorola does, but this CAD and the RMS, it would be nice. Hey, Mayor,
Discussion?
thing on the speakers and stuff, can I get that from you too? Remember when the speakers went out for the tax? You said, give me some.
So for discussion,
Well, I'm just telling, I'm just asking, that's all.
I've been my view. All right.
this is definitely gonna update our
I got
computer and dispatch system, because what we currently have is 25 years old. And, so this is gonna be a huge upgrade, help with, efficiency, allow us to better respond to incidents,
It'll
so.
be integrated with all of our stuff again in the future. It's still in the overnight thing, but it will take a while to get all in place, probably a whole year, correct, Chief? Get in place, but this will upgrade our whole, system there. So every desktop on the police box.
Police and fire.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
most of the police, the fire has a pretty new system themselves. But
Just for the record, it's not 25 years old. There are different parts.
Right.
But this upgrade in the system is that many years in coming. And you have a system, it runs its useful life, you're patching, you're doing things, but I want to give the impression that there's been no change. The CAD on the that's in 25. That would be inaccurate.
And this is a public safety issue. That's very, all in favor? Yeah, opposed, motion carries.
Mr. Johnson, do you have a minute to answer a couple questions? You don't, Mr. Johnson?
Oh, you working?
Yeah. An attempt to ask Mr. Johnson a couple of questions pertaining to the crime he kept walking in his district. Interesting.
Thank you, Dr. They don't teach my daughter this year.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. Hey, hell, did you get a birthday yesterday?
Yeah, well, I don't want to go back down.
Stay here, how are you, sir?
Have a good one, man. Tell me about it. It's got to get better, man. You have a good evening. All right.
Dated July. It's not, but no, I was calling, but I didn't hear you, Jack. I didn't walk off from her. I just didn't hear her calling me.
Oh,
That's what it was. I didn't walk off. They said you said I walked off.
oh,
But I did. Reddick said you said that I walked off from Miss Bell, and I was coming out here to tell her that I didn't. I didn't hear her
Cynthia,
calling me.
I haven't said any, I just said in the meeting, the only person I asked a question was Mr. Johnson. I had a couple of questions about the crime in your district. So, Ms. Bell, if Reddick's told you that, he's a
No,
bold
he
face,
told it to me.
he's a bold
And
face
I-
lie then.
Yeah, she was just testing me as I passed by.
All right.
So
And-
I
yeah.
was
And thank you.
I know that I get phone call from her.
All right.
She just didn't hear me.
Well, but I didn't say it.
I know, I know. I mean, y'all don't understand. But I do want to ask you.
Cynthia, you have a good evening. Wow. Wrong motherfucker. Bitch. Ready is a